Hi guys, here I am. I'm finally doing the video for our champagne glasses. This is one shape. There's all sorts of different shapes of champagne glasses. And also, I cut out the bottom of some water bottles. And take a look in your cupboard and you'll be surprised at how many plastic bottles, how pretty the bottoms are. I didn't have a lot because I try not to buy plastic, so apparently I've been really good. But okay, well, let's get started. All right, let's start with our champagne glasses. Now, these are not the ones I usually use. I use shorter ones, but this is what I've got. And first of all, if possible, you want to have the glasses that the bases come off of, because then you can just pop these off. But if you're really creative and you just want to try different things, what you're going to do is you can put this together and glue them, and what you'll have is a really big ornament. So you could put like paper in between the middle, and glue things to it so they stood up in there, and there's all sorts of possibility. You could fill this with confetti, or let's say you wanted to make a large like a hourglass kind of thing. Well, I guess it wouldn't be an hourglass, but if you wanted to hang it outside, obviously the plastic is too light, so you possibly could fill it with sand and then use wire to make a design on the outside and have a hanger on there. The drawback of these glasses, obviously, is my glasses, the base does not come off. Sorry, my brain's stuttering. So what I did is I took my wire snips and I snipped off the bottom here. And you know, I'm assuming that you guys are all going to think about safety before you start anything. You're probably not going to want to let your kids do this. Not only could they cut their finger, they could get these shards in their eyes, etc. So think about those things. But I took the base off, and of course there was lots of jagged pieces here, and you don't want to have anything that will cut, even if it's a decoration. You have to be a little careful. So what I did was I sanded, and the way I sand things is I get a wet sandpaper, wet dry sandpaper, and I always squirt some water on it, and then I sand it, because you don't want to breathe any of this dust in. And when you sand, you get lots of dust. So whether you're sanding polymer clay or even wood, but any of the plastics, that is really bad to breathe in. I mean, obviously, but well, maybe it's not obvious. So that's how I took the ends off here, which makes it a little prettier. But you know, you just have to use your imagination and try things. Here is one I made like 25 years ago, and it obviously the bottoms came off, and it's really old and it looks it. But I just went simple on this one. I did other ones where I put a middle in the a shiny middle in the a shiny divider in the middle, and you can decorate them with sequins, or I have this bag that my mom gave me of just glittery stuff, and you can use those. So it can be as simple as you want it to be, or it could be really elaborate where it looks like you know, you have blown glass, you know. So that is what I do with my champagne bottles. And if I have time, I'm kind of intrigued with doing something where I could maybe make some ornaments that are large like this if I weight them down somehow, and I would have ornaments for an outside Christmas tree or something like that, something big. You can use a glue gun, and I couldn't find mine. I tried to get everything ready before I started, but I kind of like this extreme. I don't know how this video is going to come out. I kind of have this extreme school glue, and I'm wondering, I've got this sideways, if my video is going to come out sideways. Oh boy. Okay. Well, and the other thing I use is the E6000. I really like that. It really seems to hold really well. The drawback of these glues compared to the glue gun is that you have to let it dry. So when you're using fabric or things like that, this, you know, just your little doodads you have all over the place, you know, wrap them with pretty ribbons and things like that. So you just choose whatever glue you prefer. But there, now you have a project to do with your champagne glasses. But I don't want to stop there. I want to show you some other plastic stuff because we have so much plastic and we tend to throw it away, and there's just no reason to. So I found these at a thrift shop, and they're simply somebody cut them out of plastic and decorate them, and I thought, wow, that looks great. So you don't have to do it just for Christmas. Valentine's Day is coming up. I'm trying to figure out where the bottom of this video is going to be. Valentine's Day is going to be coming up. So you could take this and trace a heart on cardboard, cut the cardboard out, and then take a magic marker and, you know, cut your plastic out of the bottle, or maybe you have some hard plastic that came with something you got for Christmas, and draw around it and then cut it out. So I have like a heart, and then maybe you want to do an owl. I just bought these from the kitchen store, or I think that's what it's called, the kitchen store. Cookie cutters. I have like Halloween cookie cutters, so it doesn't have to be, you can do Easter. You can just do things like this to put in your window for the summer too. Just pretty things. So that's another thing to do with your plastic, and it's not really hard. Just draw it out and cut it, and then maybe, I'm not sure if they used an awl or a hole punch. So I haven't really tried that part. I've done stuff like this before. And either you can use a glue gun again and then pour glitter over it, or they have this glitter glue at Walmart is where I bought these, but I'm sure they have it everywhere. And you just you can draw the pattern out, you know, where you want to put the glitter on the piece of cardboard, and then just hold this over it, or like put a double-sided tape, or however you can keep it down, and then just go over the line that's behind your plastic. And then of course they put the little shinies and stuff like that, so you can decorate these any way you want. Okay, I have one more. I'm trying to make this kind of short. I was going to paint all these things in front of you, but then we'd have to wait for the paint to dry. So I took the bottom of a water bottle, but unfortunately the bag of water bottles I was saving to do this with has disappeared. Actually, it's probably in a really safe place. but I can't find it. So I have two different water bottles. So we're going to pretend that I have two of the same. But I took the bottom and I just started out by dumping some paint in here and taking a toothpick and just, you know, drawing the paint out. And then that wasn't doing it good enough for me as I got to the third color, so I just got a paintbrush. And so I started with gray, and then I put purple on, and then I thought, oh, I just need the paintbrush, so I paintbrushed green on, then red, and then I painted some on the outside too. This is obviously probably not a good Christmas, I don't know if you can see that, a good Christmas demonstration. I wonder if you can see it better like that. A little bit. I don't know. I can't really see the camera, so hopefully you can see it better. But you could get really elaborate, and you could pick, you know, special colors. These are just ones I grabbed. These are the Folk Art metallic paints. I don't even think I put blue on there, but like I said, you can pick whatever color you want, and you could do it with this glitter glue. You could put glue in there and put different glitters in if you don't like the glitter glue. Just whatever you have. That's the point of it, is using what you have, making something with inexpensive items, but making it look very expensive. And I mean, you could fill that with Christmassy stuff that would look, you know, well, I don't know if that would, yeah. The point being, you have your two ends, and then you put them together just like the champagne glasses, because we are pretending that these match. And then you have this really cool decoration. You put something around it, put a hanger on it, and can you imagine how pretty that would look with the Christmas lights glittering off it? You could even make it so that you had Christmas lights inside. But again, look in your cupboard. It's amazing what the bottoms of your plastic jars look like. Some of them are really, really pretty. So I think that's about it. If you have any questions, put it below the video. This is actually on my YouTube channel, so I do have a channel. I know that I'm just a beginner and I'm just starting, so I'm not very impressive, but I hope you learned something. All right, thank you. Bye. Craft a lot.